Hello there, my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your forecast for December 2025. Okay, we're moving on into a new year, and the new era continues. Yes, it does. Things are changing rapidly. On a collective level, we can see where we're making more technological improvements. I'm not going to get too much involved with what's going on with the world because it's a lot to take in. And I'm sure all of you out there can see the news, you can see the Instagram and those sites where that information will show up. But what I am going to talk about is what's happening for December and how we're moving into this new year. Okay? So let me put my glasses on. The first thing we have is another. We had one last month, and we have one again in December. The super full moon, but this time it's in the sign of Gemini. Okay, and this is about your communication, all forms of it, and how you speak your truth. Okay, so just know things that are words or communication or how you convey information to others may no longer be serving you. And this is something that, we have to let go of. All right? So we have this super full moon on the 4th, okay? And it starts on the Pacific side at 3:14 p.m. And this is in like California area, okay? And on the 10th, Neptune stations direct at that critical degree of 29 in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is a healing energy. It is a spiritual energy, and it's also the last sign of the zodiac. So it has a lot of possibilities for us to end some karmic cycles here. And this is the last time or the last pass that Neptune will be in Pisces. It'll be moving into Aries, where there's a whole new cycle happening in 2026. Okay? So, December, this month, is the last phase of our recalibration with Neptune stationing direct. Okay? Neptune enters Aries at 0 degrees on January the 26th. So this is going to be a whole new scenario. Okay, let's just put it like that for now. Okay, and on December the 17th, Mercury moves out of its shadow. It's been in retrograde in Sagittarius. And on the 19th, the new moon is in Sagittarius, and this happens at 5:43 p.m. And Venus moves into Capricorn on the 24th. Okay, so there is more happening in the skies than what I'm speaking to, but I'm condensing the information here because, we could be talking on one on December for I don't know how long, and I don't have a whole lot of recording time for that. Okay? So just enjoy your experience, no matter what that experience is. Okay? Because this is all about growth and taking steps into change. And we all have to, you know, make a decision or make a choice as to whether we want to change or if we want to just sit in where we are comfortable. All right? So I'm going to see you on the other side. So be there. Hello to my beautiful collective Aries risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2025. And hey, we're moving right into 2026. This is a journey that is happening for us. So I did an intro with the highlights. So I'm going to move right into the reading, the forecast. So we have on the 4th, we have a super full moon, and this is in the sign of Gemini at 13 degrees, and this is happening in your third house of communication, siblings, your local community, friends, transportation, and languages as well. Okay, so your emotions here may be amplified because this is a super full moon. So with full moons, our emotions are already high, but this, like last month, we had a super full moon in Scorpio. So, or was it in Scorpio? In Taurus? Yeah, it was in Taurus. So, we're on edge, and it's not just you, it's everybody is on edge. Okay, so it's highlighting your communication space and your information. So this full moon may bring clarity or confrontations in your relationships. Okay, so creating that balance and maybe changing or recognizing how you come across to other people will be in your best interest so that going forward into the new year, you'll attract more like minded people into your life. Okay, so on the 10th, we have, I didn't get the 8th in here. Oh, I do. Okay, so on the 8th, we have Mars, your ruler, squares. Well, Mars is in Sagittarius and is squaring Saturn in Pisces. And this is happening in your ninth house of higher learning, your belief system, different cultures, teaching, publishing, and the ninth house represents the father as well. Okay, and then we have Saturn, which is stationed direct in the sign of Pisces, and this is happening in your 12th house of hidden things. So your 12th house is your unconscious. You can, your karmic past life information is there as well. Long distance travel is a part of the 12th house. Let's see, your own self undoing. Pisces is the 12th house. So escapism, drugs, and things that are hidden are a part of this 12th house energy. Okay, so you're having a square, which is a brings tension between these two houses. So you may feel frustrated trying to apply your idealistic beliefs to what's practical. Saturn is the practical part. Idealistic is the Sagittarius part. Okay, so you may be looped in by self doubt. And you know how you think these things over and over again when they get into your head, or external limitations, especially when trying to pursue large goals involving travel or higher education. Okay, this square is meant to help you find balance, okay, between your desire for adventure and the need to build structure and discipline in your life. And by that being in the 12th house, Pisces being in your 12th house, and Saturn is more structured and grounded, and it can help you uncover those things that you weren't aware of if it wasn't in your if Saturn wasn't here in your 12th house. So this is an opportunity, especially with this super full moon, to, you know, examine, what's coming up, and allowing yourself to release, because this 12th house is like a place of rest and healing. Okay? So we're going to move to, on the 10th, we have Neptune stationing direct, and it's at that 29 degrees. But we've had that before, so I don't have to, reiterate it for you. So on the 14th, we have Mars in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So we have Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. So this is going to, create a lot of confusion, and this energy that this square, it can, bring out some frustration. You can feel on edge. You want to be impulsive, but, there's all of this energy that's happening is going to, have you not sure of yourself. However, this is just a transit, and it will pass too. But again, these are squares, and oppositions are points of growth, where you can learn to take that next step in your evolutionary process. Okay? So on the 14th, we have Mars in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces. And again, it's happening in your ninth and your 12th house. Okay? You may have difficulty taking inspired action on your beliefs due to lack of clear direction or self-sabotaging behaviors driven by confusion or your idealism. Okay? Your reason for pursuing higher education may be clouded by a desire for an idealized escape rather than a clear purpose. So just know that, all right? An impulsive desire to act on an ideal might lead you down a path that's unhelpful, because it may be inspired by fantasy rather than a grounded reality. Okay, so yeah, wherever Neptune is, you have to create some boundaries for yourself, okay, so that you can recognize what it is that you need to do for yourself. Otherwise, if you don't set your boundaries, then other people's information and energy can overwhelm you, and you can't decide who you are, when you're with other people. And that happens a lot with Neptune and Pisces. So if you have Pisces in your chart anywhere, this will definitely be, like a cycle until you break it. Okay, and that's part of the growth process. So on the 15th, we have Mars entering Capricorn, and Mars likes being in the sign of Capricorn. So this is happening in your 10th house of your public image, your career, your co-workers, authority figures. So during this time, you may be motivated by your public status, recognition, and your desire to reach the top of your field. Okay, things may be going well for you now. Your approach, or you approach your goals with a structured, rational, and persistent mindset. You may put in long hours and during hard work to achieve your ambitions. And that's that Capricorn energy. And since it works well with Mars, because Mars want to, you know, tackle things head on. The only thing about Mars is that it acts impulsively. It goes ahead and it thinks later. Okay, so with Capricorn, Mars and Capricorn, they balance each other out because Capricorn is going to be steady. Okay, so on the 17th, we have, I'm not going to talk about that because Mercury has been vacillating between Capricorn and Sagittarius since October. So I've talked about this, several times. So we're going to move on to the 19th. The new moon is at 28 degrees. That's also a critical degree in the sign of Sagittarius, and this is happening in your ninth house. The new moon is a powerful time to set your intentions for the future that is related to, foreign travel. That's ninth house energy, higher education, and your personal philosophy. Okay, your spiritual self as well. You might be looking at setting your intentions on maybe taking some courses, to elevate your mind, or, foreign travel, and even learning to speak a second or third language is possible here. But this is the area where you need to set your intentions for new growth, okay? So on the 21st, we have the sun entering into Cancer, and this is happening in your 10th house of career, your public reputation, your authority figures there. So your focus shifts to structure, responsibility, and practical planning. Okay? This is a time to be more serious, responsible, and disciplined, making careful, practical choices and setting long-term goals. Okay, it's that time. You have the ambition, perseverance, and drive to succeed and climb the career ladder. Because, again, we have Capricorn, and Capricorn, it's in it for the long haul. So it's going to do whatever it needs to do to accomplish what it set out to do. So hard work is part of that Capricorn theme, and persevering is also another one. And, you may even take on a new, get a promotion or a new or change of scene. Okay, so on the 24th, we have Venus, goddess of love, entering Capricorn. And again, this is happening in your 10th house of career and your public reputation. So this transit is associated with lucky breaks in your career, favorable feedback on your achievements, and a greater desire to succeed. You may find a romantic partner in a professional setting or a career-related area. During this time, you may have success blending your creativity with your career. Okay, that could be a change. Okay, your standard of living may improve because of, you might be getting a promotion. A greater sense of status and recognition may also occur. Wow. So, Aries rising, this is showing up for you that moving into January, you are inspired to, create more happiness in your career space. So, good luck to you on that. And until next time, bye for now.